Hi, good afternoon. We're here with Jordan from Three Ridings Coffee. Thank you very much for joining us. How are you doing today?
Very well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Good stuff. Good to have you here. So let's just kick off. If you'd like to tell us basically who you are, what it is you do, and for how long you've been doing it for, please.
Yep, so my name's Jordan. I'm the co-owner of Three Ridings Coffee, and we're a coffee wholesale supply company. We supply coffee machines, do barista training, anything coffee related, we kind of get stuck into. I've been doing it now about 4 years.
Stuff, a very popular product, definitely something that I'm into. So over the last 4 years, then we had something called the Covid-19 pandemic recently. How has that kind of impacted your business over the last couple of years?
It impacted us massively. So the first lockdowns, the day they locked people down, every single one of our customers, apart from one, closed the doors. And at that point, we kind of didn't know what to do or where to go. And we didn't sell any retail coffee at that point. We were just direct to businesses, so wholesale, cafes, coffee shops, hotels. And yeah, they all closed, apart from one. So that was a bit of a shock for us.
Bit of a big drop, yeah.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So as a result of that, what were the one or two actions that you took that helped you sort of steer through that period, and how are they working?
Yeah, so mainly we just tried to grow our retail side of things. So figured out how we could go direct to consumers, increase web sales, and just switch as much as we can to retail while we kind of wait for the wholesale to get back on, which was a long wait, but it got there eventually.
Yeah. And has that helped kind of now coming out the other side of lockdowns and things? Has that actually helped the business?
Yeah, weirdly it has. Yeah, so we rode the storm and then we've come out of it better because now we have a good retail offering with the website stronger than ever. We've got a bigger clientele and much more people know about us. So although our business very nearly just closed because all of our customers ran away, so to speak, we came out of it with much more customers.
Good stuff. Okay,
so yeah,
cool.
we benefited in the end, weirdly.
Yeah, a lot of people, because of the adjustment that had to be made, make them think differently, but as long as they got through it, actually there was some benefits to going through that kind of exercise, really, although it obviously wasn't a great point to be at in terms of that initial fear and things like that, what was going on. But quite often after the chaos comes a little bit more calm and a bit more stability and some strength. But it's quite a common theme that we're finding chatting to business owners through this. So what does the future look like now then, and what do you see as the main challenges going forward for you in Three Ridings Coffee?
So next up for us, we're just looking at a new space where we're going to have a coffee machine showroom and a demo room so that our wholesale customers that are now back on can come and visit us, and they can send baristas there for coffee training, look at the machines that we do, look at the roaster, come and sample. A bit more of a commercial space, but a nicely curated one that's nice and looks almost like a coffee shop on the inside. That's next up for us.
Yeah, like a showroom. I'm imagining a car showroom equivalent, but for coffee
pretty
machines.
Much, yeah, with multiple coffee machines and coffee roaster and much coffee geekery.
Do you sort of have any sort of main challenges that you see for the business in terms of just kind of sharing that with people?
Yeah, I mean that next step, the main challenge is it's an expense. It's a big expense, and finding money is harder at the minute. So loans were weirdly easier to get hold of when the pandemic was in full storm, but now things are not as easy. So that's going to be a challenge. We've got a lot of renovating to do with the new space. And COVID does still seem to be kicking about a bit. So hopefully no lockdowns, but who knows? Some people think it's possible. So there's still that lacking.
Cool, thank you. So just moving on to yourself then as a business owner through this journey and that you've got going on at the moment, and perhaps throughout your sort of journey so far in life, kind of pre to this, what's the biggest learning you've had as a business owner?
I mean, prior to doing the coffee company, I worked in a business with my dad. It was same sort of thing. It was wholesale, but it was a different product. And then when I got into the coffee company, that was me on my own at that point. So I would say the biggest thing I've learned over the coming years is probably not to rely on other people's skill sets, to try and learn it yourself as much as you can. So that way you don't have to rely on anybody else and you can fall back on your own skills. Sometimes it's not as easy. But yeah, I would say learn as much about every part of your business as you can and not rely on other people.
That's it. Become a generalist, and that'll help you.
Yeah, exactly.
Across the business as and when it's needed. And then I think that also helps in terms of directing others when they come into the business.
Yeah.
If you have an idea of what's needed, you can direct that. It doesn't have to be a perfect, specialist point of view. But if you've got a direction, that definitely helps. Cool. So if we were to go back in time, meet yourself at 18, what would be the best advice you would give to Jordan?
Do as much research about business as possible at that point. I kind of jumped into it thinking I knew much about business when really I probably didn't. But I don't regret that. I learned a lot about it, but I kind of went straight in at the deep end. Mm-hmm. So take as much help and as much advice from as many people as you can. Speak to other business owners. I would also maybe recommend apprenticeships. Because I did an apprenticeship, not in anything to do with coffee, but I learned a lot from that, and I wish I'd have carried on a bit longer to do that, because I left that early because the wage was better, and I wish I'd have carried on and just scrimped for a bit longer and learned a bit more at that point.
Nice, thank you for that. So what's kind of inspiring you at the moment? It could be, or throughout, I suppose, your life, your entrepreneurial journey. It could be friends, family, it might be something you've read, famous figures or anything like that, or it could be your team within your business or what you do within your business. Anything that's inspiring you?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, just other coffee companies are inspiring us. When I first got into this, it was people were a little bit more guarded about coffee, and they didn't want to discuss what they were buying and where they were buying it from as such. They'd buy large amounts of coffee from a certain farm, and they'd kind of want that just themselves. Whereas now it's a bit more, I don't know if this is to do with COVID or if it's just how the industry has changed, but people talk together a bit more about what they're buying. And I would say other bigger businesses that have got to the stage that I want to be at, but I would probably be looking at them, such as like Manhattan Coffee Roasters. They're fantastic. The Barn in Berlin, they've just set up very cool spaces with good products. And that's what we're wanting to do where we are. And there isn't really anything doing it how we're wanting to do it at the minute.
Great stuff. Good inspiration. I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then lastly, if there's any sort of offers or latest news around your business that you'd like to share.
I mean, the main thing is, like I touched on earlier, the new demo room that will be opening. Hopefully in about 6 weeks' time, I would say, will be done. And that's in Bridlington, where we're based, but it's on the industrial estate. So we'll be able to invite all new customers, and old customers can send the baristas there, and they can come and meet the full team and see what we're all about, and get trained and learn as much about coffee and drink as much coffee as they can handle.
Excellent. Go down and join you for a coffee. Good stuff. All right, brilliant. Thanks very much, Jordan. Most appreciated for sharing your time and your thoughts with us. All the best with it.
All right. Thank you very much.